Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you for coming to Deb Chanel's 48th World, where you get the recaps and reviews of the bold and the beautiful. And we're going to be talking about today's episode that aired on April 22nd, 2016. Let's get right on into it. We're recapping from last episode, of course, and we're going to Wyatt and Liam. Both of them are still in the office fussing about Stephanie, talking about this and that, what was in the past, what is in the present, what is going to be in the future for their life with Stephanie. Now, again, Liam is just going through a whole pouty trip or what he feels he's owed because it was stolen away from him. Okay, we'll give him just that little bit. But again, they had problems, and he had really walked away from Steffi before Quinn abducted him and held him hostage or against his will because of his concussion, and he didn't know who he was. But he is forgetting about the fact that he saw both of them in bed, even though it was a platonic type situation. Liam knew. He was angry, and he had put in his mind he was leaving Steffi altogether before he had the little issue with bumping his head and this, that, and the other. So he's trying to forget or keep that in the distance of him wanting Steffi back. He didn't want to admit to his brother that they were having problems, but Wyatt brought it all out. He trying to act like he was just kidnapped. Everything was smelling of roses when he left Steffi, when it really was smelling like garbage. So Wyatt is definitely holding firm to his relationship and his marriage to Steffi, and he's not letting Liam have any traces of thinking he can come back and steal her away from him. We leave that site, which was a very good site, and go to Ridge and Steffi. And I'm sick of Ridge. He needs to pay attention to his own backyard, and before he tries to go clean out Steffi's front yard. He has a lot of issues, unresolved issues, that can definitely put him in jail, and definitely distance him away from the rest of his family, or whom he called his adopted family, because he's really not. Well, it really is Stephanie's company, but Eric paid her back with all the money that he did borrow as startup money for his company. So that even really doesn't have a bearing on anything. Ridge is truly not a Forrester. And, just because his mother was married to Eric Forrester, they don't have any biological lines here. So he just needs to stop acting like, high on his horse, and that he's not done anything wrong to any family members of any kind. So he just needs to fall all the way back, let Steffi do what she said she needs to do, which she told her dad to stop worrying about her. She has her life and her marriage intact. So, back off, Ridge. So then we go to Bill, Maya, Thomas, and Caroline. And they're all in one circle. And Caroline is saying, "Oh, thank you for saying all the nice things about my husband." And he said, "Well, yeah, he can rise to the occasion at times. And since this was a good time, him doing something for my son was, a good tribute. So, I'll give him that one. Other than that, he could still push up dirt for all I can concern about your husband." So it was a nice nasty dig, but we all knew where Bill was coming from, and we move on from that scene. We go to Katie and Rick. Rick is still trying to talk to Auntie Katie about Ridge and her assumptions that he had lied about being at what is that restaurant called? Shoot, I'm just gonna call it LD. Because I did write down a name, but it seems like some kind of French type of restaurant they go and partake of pretty much all the time when they're doing lunch breaks or something to that nature. But anyway, he, expresses to Aunt Katie that, "Hey, you said you saw he was there. I had 2 friends tell me that he was there. And you told me," which is, very much so confirmation that he was there. Why would he lie about it? And so Katie knows some very deepest, darkest secrets that Ridge don't want to ever see the light of day. But she's not sure how she's going to play that card that she has definitely been privy to. So she just really goes on to tell Rick, she really don't know. It just seemed like they had a very intense argument from what she could see. And after um, Ridge left, she just went over to the doctor's table and told him, hey, I know Mr. Forrester, who you just got finished talking of, very well. I saw y'all were having a heated argument, and I don't want him to, you know, if I can help him in any way, can you tell me about the, incident that y'all was arguing about? And so, of course, in a normal world, nobody would be giving up no information like that. But we're on TV, we're on soap opera land, so we can do anything we want to if we put our imaginations to it. But anyway, he goes on to give her the tea, and she wasn't expecting that kind of tea. So she's holding on to that wild card until she can play her hand. So we move on from there. She really didn't give Rick any definite information about, or decisive information about what she had saw and what she was going to do with it. So she's still holding her little trump card. We move on back to Ridge. Ridge is out in the house still. He's still telling Steffi, or really trying to badger her about the incident between Liam coming back into her life, how she felt about Liam while he was gone, and what she was having planned to be with Liam in the future. And since everything has changed, she's back. He really feels that Steffi should honor her feelings of what she feels, and just, pretty much annul her marriage with Wyatt and go on and have the life that she wanted with Liam. But Steffi is staying true to her marriage vows, and she's saying, oh no, can't do that. And, keep it moving, Dad. I don't told you, leave, get out of my business. I ain't in your business now. I'm grown. So we move on from that situation. We go back to Liam and Wyatt, and Liam is telling Wyatt that he never forgot about Steffi. That was the one constant thing with him being away. He always had this inkling and yawning in him that, hey, somebody's thinking about me, and I'm thinking about them. Why is that so? And then when Quinn kept showing him the pictures in his minds and heart of hearts, he's like, this is not the woman that I'm with. This is somebody else. At least that's how they try to play it to us, the viewers. But anyway, why I wasn't even buying that mess. He was like, look, okay, you need to just stay away from Stephanie. Stephanie chose me. Even though, yes, it was a manipulation type of situation, but you're trying to forget that you and her had problems. You had walked away from her. You had been mean to her this whole time. Everything that you don't want her to participate in, you try to shut her down. Even though you know she's a wild spirit, she does things on a whim and her emotions, and you try to make her feel morally conscious about it, even though she may be somewhat right in the situation. But you don't do anything but just, down her and make her be the woman that you want her to be instead of the woman that she is. And Liam, I'm telling you, you're not getting my wife. So they still go back and forth, back and forth. And, of course, Liam is still trying to convince him to step aside. But while it's in, he has dug his heels in the dirt, and he's staying firm to what he had said to Steffi at his wedding day and the vows he made to her. So he is fighting for her. So hopefully she'll do the same with him in return. It seems like she's doing the united front, but I don't know, guys. I just don't know. So we go to a commercial. We come back from the commercial. We're still back on Wyatt and Liam. Wyatt is just getting tired of the pity party. He's telling him to suck it up. Life goes on. Sometimes it doesn't turn in your favor, but we play our cards we're dealt and we make the best of it. And he's telling Liam he should too and get off the pity party. And so we go leave that scene. We go to Steffi. Steffi is sitting out eating lemon bars at Auntie Pam's what do you call it? Aunt Pam's a desk where she usually keeps those scrumptious type of bars, as she says, but I don't know. Seems like they'll give you constipation or a stomach ache or some of some sort if you don't like lemon like that. But anyway, she's looking depressed, she's looking worried, and she's eating and it seems like she's been eating several of those bars. And then comes in Carolina Thomas, and they find her at Pam's desk. She said, oh Lord, this is you 50 years from now. When you turn 50, you're gonna be sitting here looking much older than you are now. And they were just trying to make her laugh, but they were painting a pretty pathetic type imagery for Steffi to laugh at and hope that never happens to her. But anyway, she's like, ha ha ha, whatever. So we leave that scene. We go to Bill and Katie. And I'm sorry, we go to Bill and Brooke. Bill rushes to Brooke's office to try to talk some sense into Brooke. Really not talk to Brooke. I think he was just there to see her because he ain't seen her in a long time. And he's been thinking about her again and not in the right way. But he goes into Brooke's office saying, you know, hey, I'm still worried about Katie. Katie's doing this, Katie's doing that. And Brooke is just trying to reassure him that, hey, she's fine. She came to me and apologized to me. And I'm sure she told you. And they both confirmed that she did do that. And they don't want to call her. And Brooke is kind of being nervous because she really don't want to be there in that type of setting and give anybody the wrong impression. And especially Katie walks in and see them in you know, a certain situation that is not favorable for either one of them to be in for the situation with Katie. So we go leave that scene. We go to Katie and Ridge. Katie is thanking Ridge for a nice homecoming ceremony for her son-in-law, no pun intended, but and you know, telling him that was very nice of him, even though he knows how he feels legitly about Bill Spencer. And of course, he said, well, I know you had to be with them, and I know you had to bring them, and that is Liam's father, so I just took it under advisement that it's the best thing to do. So they were like both going back and forth, picking at Bill behind his back, but it was coming out of love. And Katie is telling Red she talked to his urologist, and you know, he told her some pretty craziness. Oh, and I know the restaurant name now. It's El Durgino. I guess it's an Italian restaurant that they partake of here and there. But she goes on to say, yeah, I saw you and this urologist, your doctor, that I come to find out who he really was. And he told me some surprising information. She said, but I only stopped to question him because I saw you and him having a bad interaction and y'all were getting loud. And I just wanted to make sure everything was on an even keel. And, you know, this person wasn't badgering you or told you some bad information. And that you were dealing with it all by yourself. So, but you know, it was just really, really crazy. But he told me, Rich, that you're not the father of baby Douglas. And then, you know, Rich looks very crazy. Like, what the hell did you just say? You know, and then it was kind of weird to me, guys. Kind of like, what? Did he just come out and say that? But anyway, the doctor had divulged all privy information on a past client, which he knows he's not supposed to do. But he didn't give a shit because he lost his practice and he was reported to the medical association and American Medical Association. That bars everything what it has to do with him practicing on consumers or clients for services and paid goods. So they took his license. He had nothing else to lose. He was going down the drain and whatnot. And basically, Rich was saying he was just looking for a comeuppance on him because he had, you know, fallen, you know, down on his luck. And, you know, the doctor's just crazy. He don't know what he's talking about. And we go to a commercial. Then when we come back, we go to Maya and Thomas. Thomas is telling Maya, because they had left to go to a business meeting after the little engagement they had for Liam. And, you know, he's telling his wife that, hey, something is going on. And, you know, because I had this conversation with my auntie Katie about being at that restaurant, El Durgino. And, you know, his friend saying that Rich was in a very heated argument with somebody. And, you know, they're just trying to make sure everything is okay with him and his family. And he thought it was crazy when he asked Rich about it. Rich had totally tried to deflect and just get out of his presence. And so he just really thought that was weird. But he did say that he wasn't there, that my friend was mistaken. And, you know, his friends wouldn't lie to him because these are like friends that he's had with him, you know, for a long time, I guess. And he really trusts them and he believes everything and anything they say as, you know, word, as bond. And so he's telling his wife. And then Katie said she saw him. So I know Reg is lying because my Aunt Katie ain't going to lie to me about something like that. But, you know, she said she didn't really know what the situation was. She did confirm, like my friends had told me, that Rich was in a heated argument with somebody. But we just I don't understand. But I think my auntie, she knows a little bit more than what she wants to give at this time. So I'm going to keep working on her on that angle because I believe she can help us to get back in the position that is rightfully mine. And Rick is definitely true. That is his father's company. company. He is a true forester, and he really should have been given the reins. And his dad, blah, blame his dad, because his dad is just so wishy-washy, and he respects Ridge as his son, even though he knows in his heart of hearts that Ridge is not his son biological. But since he did raise him as his own, and all that whole time that he been raising him, putting him through college, putting him through design school, and this, that, and the other, then yeah, in his eyes, he will always remain his son because his feelings there, his money been invested there, and in his eyes, he is, but he's not understanding that he do have a son, and Rick should be the very heir to his throne. But like I said, we're neither here nor there. That's a decision that's going to come out. It's very scandalous, and he's going to be put back in his rightful place. So we just waiting on that time and day. So we move on to Brooke and Bill. And Bill is still telling Brooke, he's definitely still worried about Katie. And my thing is, Bill, why are you going to your wife's arch nemesis in a sense? You're going to the problem that she has that has put her in a tailspin. You keep going to the one person that she keeps telling you not to go to, just like you're telling her not to go throw her problems in a bottle of alcohol. She's telling you not to go throw your problems to another woman who happens to be her sister, who you happen to have wanted to marry. Can't you not understand those dynamics? Bill, get it together. I'm gonna need you to pull up. But anyway, he goes in to tell Brooke, thank you for alerting me to the problem initially, because if she didn't tell him, he never would have known. And then if he found out about it, he wouldn't have been so upfront about his actions and subtle with them. It would have been a totally different situation. It would just been like a bomb getting ready to set off with the one spark already ignited with the glycerin, and you only needed the nitro part to go boom. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, Brooke is, didn't she still, and I'm feeling Brooke now, because I'm like, she trying now, because you are one of her addictions. Now you can't keep if you a person that like to eat all the time, and you have a problem with eating, and you need to lose weight and this, that, and the other. You can't go at a buffet table all the time. You just can't go there. So it's like you're tempting her, Bill. So watch yourself, and again, watch yourself, Brooke. I see you though. I see you trying to stay true to your word. You trying. But anyway, he's basically still saying, she's lying about this, that, and that, but right now she's being truthful, but I don't know how long I can trust her. But like, again, Bill is thinking with the wrong head. He's thinking the one between his legs and not the one that's on top of his head. But anyway, moving on from there, we go to Katie and Ridge. Ridge is trying to see what Katie is trying to get at, what she really knows, and why is she prying at him about the deceased doctor and baby Douglas. Katie is not backing off. She's like a pet bull with a toy, and the dog want to bury it, but he's still just trying to figure out what he want to do with this thing, because it's good, but he want to save it for later, and he think he need to bury it, but then he go back to slobbering all over. See, that's where we're at now, if you're getting my point. But Ridge, he's starting to deflect. He's trying to say, no, don't worry about this doctor. He was a quack. His license was taken. He just wanted something, wanted to manipulate a situation and want to tell all these false lies, this, that, and the other. And, don't, buy into it, Kate, is basically what he was saying. But she was still on him like white on rice, like a dog stuck to your leg, humping it, and just you just dragging a dog down the street, or dragging it down wherever you at. And she's like, no, I'm not letting go of this, Rich. I'm not letting go of this, because I know you. I used to be in a relationship with you, so I know your actions when you're saying and doing the wrong thing. Ping, ping, ping. Don't you remember we used to have a relationship? We used to get in arguments, and I used to try to tell you what is what and make you see things for what they are. So don't play me, Rich. Do not play me. The doctor is deceased. He have left some tea on you that you are not Douglas' father in no form, shape, or fashion, because it's not medically possible. And unless an immaculate conception has come down and deemed you holier than thou, then I'm on the deceased doctor's side. And I don't know why he would say those things if in fact it wasn't true, Ridge. And of course, again, Ridge is deflecting. We move on from that situation. We come to Steffi, Caroline, and Thomas. Steph is telling them she don't need them to talk about the situation or to even discuss how she feels about the situation because she is with Wyatt. Wyatt is her choice, so leave her alone respectfully. So we move on from there. We go back to Wyatt and Liam. Wyatt's telling them he's so self-absorbed with himself. He don't know what to do with himself. He's tired of him whining, whining, whining. Wyatt is even going so far to say, suck it up, what my mother did to you, because you only had a brief 3-month stint with her. But think about me. I was raised by the woman from birth and from knowing who my mother was, like in my toddling stage in my primary years, and the things she subjected me to on a negative basis every single day on my life. Okay, we're talking about at least a good let's see, 15 years of his life of this repeated torture. So you only had it for 3 months. I had it for 15 freaking years. Okay, so you grow up. And, of course, Liam was like, you're just like your mother. I can't believe it. You're just this, that, and the other. Oh, you are playing too much now, Liam, because I'm getting tired of you too. But he goes on to tell Liam he is going to have to suck it up, except for his wife, and he ain't backing down on it. He not buying out gracefully. So we move on back to Steffi, Thomas, and Caroline. Stephanie is telling them that it's emotionally draining for all of them, but she feels real bad about the brothers. And that's the first thing. First thing she said accurately, because she did not have to insert herself in a situation so delicately, because it was going to bring out and manifest itself in the turmoil she's feeling right now. And she could have definitely not gave such a disservice of giving up on Liam the way she did, regardless, So, I commend her for that. Yes, Steffi, you're involved. You're the real catalyst of the situation, and all y'all made poor decisions in how y'all move forward. But, okay, y'all have to deal with it. So, okay, we go back to Wyatt and Liam. Liam is saying that Wyatt was on the kidnapping deal with his mother. And, of course, I know Wyatt wanted to blow a gasket then, because that was just so far not the truth. Yes, it seems like Wyatt does go around picking up Liam's sloppy seconds, but that shows that Liam always throwing down candy on the floor like he don't want it no more, but then he wants to come back when he feel like he want that taste again and come back and find it, and hopefully find it where he dropped it off at. But that's not necessarily true. Half the time your mother was going around picking up your little things that you were discarding, thinking you didn't want no more, and throwing them away. And you're doing these things with women, Liam. You're doing it with women, human beings. You did it with Hope. You did it with Ivy. Now you're doing it with Steffi. I mean, come on. Get off of the soap bandwagon and be a man. Accept your responsibilities and your actions. But this joker is sitting there begging fervently to his brother to give him back his toy, which is Steffi. I mean, really, Liam, are we going there? But anyway, we move on to Bill and Brooke. Bill is trying to tell Brooke Katie is slipping. He's still on his song and wagon bagging with this mess. I'm sick of him. Brooke is staying true to her word. Thank you, Brooke. We move on from that situation. Caroline and Thomas. Caroline has the baby outside of the office of Ridge's, and it's kind of cracked open. And of course, you see, if you watch the show, Ridge and Katie were going back and forth, this and that, trying to find the parental parents of baby Douglas. And then it starts to click with Katie. She started making eye contact outside, watching Thomas and him interact with both the baby as well as Caroline, and she putting pieces together, and Rich can see her making connections and stuff, and he's just pretty much like, look, Katie, give up what you think you know because you don't know unless you're trying to threaten me or something. You know, he got this real defensive look in his face like, okay, red flag here. Ridge is, crossing boundaries. It seems like he finna go to a weird place where he might end up doing the same thing to you that Quinn did to Liam. So I don't know. You might need to back off, Katie, because I'm not liking his looks. But anyway, we move from that situation. We go to Katie and Ridge. And again, Ridge is still, well, we had a commercial, then we came back. And Ridge is still deflecting off all of Katie's inquiries about the doctor, and she's asking the 12th questions again to Ridge. And, she's saying, hey, if you're not the father, then who is the father of baby Douglas? Who is the real father, Ridge? And Katie is still making eye contact out in the hall. And, Ridge just gets sick and tired. He said, forget this shit. Look, I done told you what I done told you. Watch your step, Katie. That's all I'm going to say because you're making accusations that you have no founded truth on. Now, I'm leaving this conversation. So he pretty much leaves Katie sitting there to wonder on her own. He goes out, greets both his son, the baby, and Caroline. He kisses Caroline, and he ushers her on down the hall. So that was his calling card to say, kiss my ass, Katie. I'm going on with my family. I done told you. I done told you, girl. And Katie is just, calculating everything in her mind like she's on a path, she's on a mission to find out what she needs to find out about the truth of the parents of baby Douglas. So she's gonna be an investigator, y'all, and I was all here for it. That was a good episode. Woo! Okay, so I want y'all to definitely send me comments so we can dialogue about this all weekend because that's a hot mess. A hot mess. But I loved it. It was very entertaining today. But that was your Bold and the Beautiful from your girl Deb Chanel's world. Her perspectives on the Bold and the Beautiful episode that aired on Friday, April 22nd, 2016. Have a wonderful weekend, guys. It's supposed to be kind of rainy up here in Atlanta, GA. But if you're not living in Atlanta, then hey, have a beautiful day wherever you are, whether it's rain or shine. Okay? But anyway, love you all. Have a great weekend. Be safe. Stay encouraged. And I will see you on Monday for more Bold and the Beautiful. And of course, I will be by my laptop all weekend as well. So if you want to talk to me about the stories, I will happily engage with you as well. Peace out. Thank you. Bye-bye.